Crimean Peninsula. With the start of the Russia-Ukraine war, the region we all learned the same. In the past days, the Ukrainian army attacked the region again and brought the Crimean Peninsula to the agenda again. Tension does not fall in the Crimean Peninsula, which has a great importance both during Russia's occupation of Ukraine and during its efforts to establish dominance in the Black Sea. The Ukrainian Air Force and artillery units of Ukrainian ground forces are regularly attacked the Crimean Peninsula. Of course, we all know the reason for this. Both Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky and Ukrainian officials frequently mention it in their statements. This war will continue until the Crimean Peninsula is liberated. So, what has been happening in the Crimean Peninsula in recent days? Let's take a look at the developments together. The Pioneer continues to report on the Russia-Ukraine war. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so as not to miss our daily map reports and reports on their agenda. You also can support me and my team by using the Super Thanks button located at the bottom of the video. Let's start if you're ready. The Pioneer reports. As you may remember, we have included the statements of Ukrainian officials in our reports in the past days. Andriy Zagorodnyuk, Ukraine's former defense minister and currently advisor to the Ministry of Defense, made the following statements. Their goal is basically to strangle us economically. The only way out of this situation is to destroy the Black Sea fleet, destroy their ability to occupy the Black Sea, and restore freedom of navigation. There is no other option, and we must pursue this option until it's exhausted. Just a day after these statements, Ukrainian army artillery once again shelled Sevastopol on the Crimean Peninsula. The Sevastopol region was covered with black smoke. Allegedly, Ukrainian artillery units had once again hit the headquarters of the Russian Black Sea Fleet in Sevastopol harbor. Many social media users claiming to live in the region stated that violent explosions were heard and a great panic emerged in Sevastopol. After the explosion in the city of Sevastopol began growing with the siren sounds. I think this is very important because the Ukrainian army has attacked the Crimean Peninsula many times before. However, during these attacks, there was no report of warning with sirens in the settlements. The Russian state news agency also confirmed reports that Sevastopol was hit on the Crimean Peninsula. In fact, due to these attacks, maritime transport traffic through the port of Sevastopol had to be stopped. What about the Kerch Bridge? The Kerch Bridge is east of the tip of the Crimean Peninsula, while the port of Sevastopol is at the westernmost tip of the Crimean Peninsula. I would say it's a distance of hundreds of kilometers, but as you know, the Russian army is afraid of even the possibility of an attack on the Kerch Bridge. Therefore, immediately after the attack, traffic on the Kerch Bridge was stopped in both directions. Afterwards, fog was thrown around the Kerch Bridge to camouflage the bridge. Mikhail Razvozhayev, the governor of Sevastopol appointed by Russia, made statements about the attack on social media. Razvozhayev used the following statements in the statement in question. Russian air defense is responding to the attacks. Missile debris fell near Pyre in the city. Our security forces are on alert. However, we still need to be careful. I appeal to our residents. Switch off the gas, electricity and shelters in apartment blocks. If you are traveling by car, stop the vehicle. Go to the basements of the nearest buildings. This is very important both for your safety and for the ease of our work. Because according to local sources, almost all the shelters that Razvozhayev wants the public to go to his statements are locked. Therefore, it does not seem possible to use the shelters during any attack. According to local authorities, the Russian occupation administration in the region has not made any comprehensive preparations for airstrikes. All they do is to deceive the local population. Ukrainian sources, on the other hand, admitted that the attack in question was carried out by the Ukrainian army. According to reports, a base considered to be the heart of the Russian army's Black Sea Fleet was hit by Ukrainian artillery attacks. 4 of the Russian soldiers at the base had lost their lives. 16 others were injured during the attack. According to Budanov, the head of the Ukraine's military intelligence, Russian generals are among the dead and wounded. However, we have so far been unable to verify Budanov's claims. The Ukrainian army's attacks on the Crimean Peninsula in recent days have indeed inflicted heavy damage on the Russian army. We also think that this damage may be permanent. The Russian administration, on the other hand, preferred to lie about the attack. Making statements after the attack, Russian officials first confirmed the presence of the people who died during the attack. However, they later changed the status of these people as missing. According to many military experts, the attack was quite large. Therefore, the losses of the Russian army may be even higher than the losses reported by the Ukrainian army. In order to conceal this fact, the Russian leadership reports that casualties as missing persons. It seems that the Ukrainian operations against the Crimean Peninsula will continue, because every attack of the Ukrainian army against the peninsula causes a great panic in the Russian administration and the Russian army. This situation causes Russian units to make wrong decisions in fear and panic. Taking advantage of this opportunity, the Ukrainian army manages to establish superiority over Russian positions in counterattack operations. The statement made by the Ukrainian officials about the Crimean Peninsula turned out to be correct. As you will remember, Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky made statements in recent months. In the said statement, he quoted that imprisoned Crimean activist Neriman Gelyal and used the following statements. This war started with Crimea and will end with Crimea. According to many experts, the Ukrainian army's offensive against the Crimean Peninsula could lead to the mobilization of the partisan groups in the region. If this scenario is realized, the situation on the peninsula will become even more complicated. The Russian army, which is trying to fight the attacks of the Ukrainian army on one hand and the attacks of the Ukrainian partisan groups on the other hand, cannot continue this struggle for a long time. In this case, the Ukrainian army may liberate the Crimean Peninsula, which has been under the occupation since 2014. For a long time, we have not shared with you the data on the losses of the Russian army. Let us address this issue in this report. According to the latest reports, the losses of the Russian army are as follows: 8,912 armored vehicles, 6,210 artillery systems, 789 MLRS, 530 air defense systems, 315 combat aircraft, 316 helicopters, 4,867 unmanned aerial vehicles, 1,518 cruise missiles, 20 warships, 1 submarine, 8,716 vehicles and fuel tank, 900 special equipment. What do you think? Do you think the Ukrainian army will increase its attacks on the Crimean Peninsula? What do you think about the effects of the recent attacks? Will the Ukrainian army be able to liberate Crimea? Let me know in the comments. I'm reading and caring about all your comments.